explosiveness and body control are significant assets. He leads the FBS in PFF pass rush grade 92.4 and total pressure 66 in 2024. His speed and bend are considered elite. Would you agree with this so far?
Yes.
All right. I think AI and if you guys don't know, AI Easy has gone down the AI rabbit hole, right? He is the AI master at Woodward Sports. So for this is why I asked him to come on today because this is right up his alley. All right. So would you like to tell us how AI has changed your life?
It makes more love to me than my wife. So,
You mean the wife that gave you 17 kids?
yeah, the one that gave me 17 kids. Somehow AI is topping that, and me topping it as well.
Hey.
Uh,
All right. Um, so now his weaknesses are Carter's average height and bulk for an edge rusher. He needs to add more muscle to handle more powerful blockers consistently. His length is not considered a strength, and he can sometimes be overwhelmed by longer, more powerful tackles, especially in the run game. Would you agree or disagree with that? I think we lost Easy. You back?
yep.
All right. So would you agree or disagree with his weaknesses?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. He's
Okay.
he's smaller. He's like a pit bull. He can still set an edge, but I think specifically for the Lions, they probably want him to be a little bit thicker. He's got that twitch ability that you don't really teach. But he's not really collapsing the pocket like the way the Lions guys do. The way the Lions like guys too do, I should say. But I mean, given the opportunity to draft him, no, they wouldn't mess up in that, obviously.
Okay. All right, so now his fit with the Detroit Lions. Carter's explosive pass rushing ability would immediately address the Lions' need for consistent pressure off the edge to complement Aidan Hutchinson. His intensity and knack for making plays align with the aggressive philosophy of the defense. While his lack of ideal size might be a concern against stronger offensive lines, the athleticism and pass rush prowess could make him a valuable addition as a 3-4 rush linebacker in the Lions scheme. His ability to win with speed and bend could provide a different dimension to the Lions pass rush. So basically, I believe they feel 3-4 rush linebacker is the same as a Sam.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Okay.
kind of, yeah, especially me. But he probably playing on the line for us. I mean, I don't know. I've got thought too deep into like what he'd look like with us because he's not gonna follow us, but he would definitely be an interesting prospect. He's something I haven't really seen on the Lions before outside of James Houston.
See, there you go. James Houston. Now, James Houston had a lot of haters, and James Houston had a big fan club. Now, I'm just saying, if you produce 8 sacks in 7 games, I would have kept him around. I'm just saying. I
Yeah,
understand they wanted him to do other stuff, but 8 sacks in 7 games is phenomenal.
yeah. I don't know if he ever came back from that injury the way he's playing to. I think he may have lost his step a little bit.
So then that's the question, right? I've heard this before. Are we now considering that Hutch will just come right back?
Yes, I think it's a different injury. The Hutch is just the bones.
Mm-hmm.
With him, it was like an ankle, a lower extremity like that. Like that's gonna affect your explosiveness, you know. And that's like
Right.
what he relied on. It was like he was doing much other than the insane bend, you know.
Mm-hmm.
When your ankles go, that's tough to do.
Yeah. And I think they did like a tightrope surgery as well.
Something like that. Yeah, I get too in depth with what they did for the surgery, but uh, I know he must not have looked the same coming back because what he was able to do before is undeniable. He didn't really bring that back when he came back. He fractured his ankle. And a bone
Yeah.
bruise.
Jesse Fan says one hit wonder.
Yeah, I mean,
uh,
had he stayed healthy, maybe he could have been more than one hit wonder. But fortunately,
yeah. Well, everyone had that problem last year. Um, so let's look at Mason Graham. That's the next one. Player profile, scouting summary. Mason Graham is a junior defensive tackle from Michigan. He was a dominant interior defender over the past 2 seasons, earning first team AP All American honors in 2024. He led all FBS defensive linemen with a 92.6 PFF run defense grade in 2024. Um, and this is why we believe that the Jacksonville Jaguars will not draft him because he's too good. All right, his strengths. Graham possesses exceptional first step quickness, making interior disruption inevitable. He has an instant read and response to beat lateral blocks and is stout at the point of attack with great leverage and body control. His activity level and foot quickness compensate for a lack of length as a rusher. He plays with a nonstop motor and easy movement, getting into blockers quickly. His compact power with an instant punch is notable, and he has lateral quickness to penetrate gaps. As a former wrestler, he has a natural feel for leverage. He excels in block destruction and has lateral range to make plays. His burst and explosiveness are remarkable for his size. Would you agree with this?
for the most part, yeah.
All right. So his weaknesses. Graham has shorter than ideal arm length, 32 inches. His lack of length can make it tougher to find quick wins as a rusher and can be a disadvantage against wide bodies. He may lose some ground against a double teams and doesn't have a dominant bull rush. He can end up on the ground more than desired. Would you agree with
I,
that?
I agree. I don't think he's as much of a pass rusher that a lot of people think he's going to end up being. I think he is. I mean, I'd be willing to be wrong on this too, but I think he might almost need like a Kenneth Grant type dude next to him. Like, he might need that guy to consume double teams for him to be
He
effective as a
might
pass
need DJ
rusher.
Reader.
Might need DJ Reader.
Okay. All right, I feel that. All right, fit with the Detroit Lions. Graham's strengths in run defense and interior disruption align well with the Lions' existing defensive strengths and their need for interior pass rush. His quickness and leverage could make him an immediate contributor as a three technique defensive tackle in their 4-3 scheme. While his shorter arms might present some challenges, his overall athleticism and relentless motor could mitigate these limitations. His ability to penetrate and disrupt would fit well with the Lions' philosophy of attacking the quarterback. I like this short arm thing makes me think of the T-Rex arms.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
No, I don't think it is either. I mean, you see what he can do on tape. It's that's Hutch had short arms, and obviously that hasn't come into play at all. So I think that stuff's a little oversold.
Yeah, there were people within the community that were banging on Hutch and his short arms and didn't think he would work out to be anything. Those same people also thought that the Kansas City Chiefs wouldn't even make the playoffs last year. So it is what it is. Some people just spew hot takes. We on fire. If y'all are too young in the chat, y'all don't know. All right. But if you know, you know. Hashtag if you know, you know. All right. The next one is Jalen Walker, edge, Georgia. Now we're starting to get into people that might be available for the Detroit Lions. What do you think about Jalen Walker before I get into his profile and strengths and weaknesses?
So I wasn't in love with him at all. I'm still not in love with him per se, but I just he's profiled to be a Micah Parsons if he succeeds. That's another guy with short arms. Michael Parsons, by the way, another guy with short arms. I think he has like 31.5-inch arms. He's like killing it in the NFL. But like Walker, man, he's not really an edge. He's also not really a linebacker. It's like, where are you gonna play him? I think he plays at like 237 or something like that. So like, again, not necessarily an edge by trade, but if in the right system, in the right like 3-4 type of thing, or if he's just like Michael Parsons 2.0, like yeah, it could work out. But I think there's a lot. I think there's a lot of boom or bust there with Walker. My personal opinion.
Yeah. No, I agree with you because when I did the profile of and it just so happened, I don't remember how I made this list, but I made a list and I did Jihad Campbell, Jalen Walker, and I think it was Demetrius Knight. And I felt like, huh?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I felt like Campbell was complete while the other two did one thing well. Like, I think Jalen Walker was the one that was able to kind of rush the passer, but he didn't really play the run too well. And then Demetrius Knight played the run perfectly, but he can't get to the passer. So I thought that Jihad Campbell was a better value than either one of them.
Yeah, I don't hate that take at all. I think what he provides in coverage. I think it's just like, yeah, no, I like Jihad Campbell a lot. I would put him over Jalen Walker as well.
Yeah, Jihad Campbell is that dude.
Yeah, I think you gotta have like a specific niche or defensive coordinator who could create that niche for Walker to be what he's valued at by a lot of teams.
Yeah, for him to be Micah Parsons 2.0.
Yeah, a lot of people are high on him.
All right, let's see how high or low AI is. So the player profile and scouting summary. Jalen Walker is a junior edge rusher from Georgia. He won the 2024 Butkus Award as the nation's top linebacker after a breakout season with 10.5 tackles for loss and 6.5 sacks. He is versatile across the front seven, logging snaps at both inside linebacker and on the edge. Now, when he was, again, as an outside linebacker, I didn't see any real coverage snaps. I didn't see any ability to cover. So he would just be primarily an edge.
Yep.
All right. His strengths are that he possesses an explosive first step and a detailed pass rush plan. He is a fluid mover with good change of direction and functional strength. His athletic profile suggests he could be a versatile front seven defender. He has the burst and length to rush the passer off the edge. His weaknesses are Walker has limited play experience as a full-time edge rusher. His size, 6'1", 243, might be a concern as a traditional edge rusher, and he might be undersized against 300-pound offensive tackles in the run game. His instincts off the ball are still developing. Fit with the Detroit Lions, Walker's versatility and pass rushing potential could be intriguing for the Lions. His explosiveness and ability to win the speed could complement the power rush of players like Pascal. However, his lack of size and experience as a dedicated edge rusher might limit his immediate impact in the Lions' 4-3 scheme, especially against the run in a division with strong ground games. He might be better suited as a rotational pass rusher initially while he develops his run defense skills. Now, where is he traditionally mocked? Because I think he's mocked pretty high.
Yeah, I've seen him all the way up at like 5 and stuff.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a player you want to take at number 5.
Yeah, not me personally. I saw a lot of mocks with him going to Carolina, which I feel like I guess could make sense because they got Derek Brown, and that's kind of it. They got, and he could eat double teams, and he could roam around and find a one-on-one matchup to expose. But he also doesn't really have much of a game plan in the pass rush. He could be good, but like I said, it's got to be the right spot for sure. He's not just like a surefire. Could draft him anywhere,
Okay. Now, I just want to know: are you sitting down?
Yes.
Are you relaxed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because we're about to talk about something that's going to get you excited. The next prospect on the board
Oh
is
Lord.
none other than Shamar Stewart, edge Texas A&M.
Oh Lord.
Uh, I don't know if you watch the Dreamers Pro Show. Have you ever heard of this show before?
No.
Okay, it's this dude. He does a lot of LeBum topics, like he doesn't like him at all. So he talks about people in the media torquing it up for him and slapping each other with honey.
Wait, what?
And I feel like that's what you're doing with Shamar Stewart.
Lapping him up with honey?
Yeah, you twerking it up and rubbing honey on yourself.
Oh man, what? Hell no.
Pause.
I'm only doing that for my AI girlfriend.
Well, there you go. But that's how he describes people, you know, who are always fawning over LeBum there. You know.
That's crazy.
You know I'm no fan.
Yeah.
All right. So Shamar Stewart will do the player profile and scouting summary. Shamar Stewart is a junior edge rusher from Texas A&M. He was a key contributor in 2024, earning third team all SEC honors. He possesses positional versatility and length off the edge. So you see, it wasn't a glowing review like the others got. And this is why I was saying when I responded to your tweet from LNU about, yeah, it's no problem if you're getting a guy that needs some development at number 28. But if you're trading up, how far are you trading up? And who else could you get in that spot? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the strengths, Stewart is carved from granite, okay, with a rare combination of size, length, and explosiveness. He has a good first step, burst, and bend to create danger in the gaps. His strength allows him to drive lateral blocks into the backfield, and he has exceptional chase speed. His speed to power rush can knock pass setting tackles off their mark. He dominated at the Senior Bowl and had one of the best performances at the Combine. Is this spot on?
What was the part before the combine?
He dominated at the Senior Bowl and had one of the best performances at the Combine.
Oh, yes.
Okay. All right. His weaknesses. Stewart hasn't fully learned to weaponize his hands to control the point of attack. His lack of production relative to his traits is a concern. He can get knocked off course by the long poke of a tackle and occasionally runs out of gas due to his hard charging style.
I don't agree.
You don't agree. What do you not agree with?
I don't think he runs out of his gaps. I think he's pretty well maintained in his gaps. That's part of the reason he don't get after the quarterback like people want.
They said run out of gas.
Oh, run out of gas. Place of gaps.
Due to his hard charging style.
I guess I have to go and watch a full game, to be honest with you, to get that answer. It's not really peeped out so far, no. But I mean, I'm sure it's possible, you know.
I think we did get that from Mike Green. I think we said that about him.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Green's motor is revved up so high that sometimes he gets tired.
Yeah.
All right.
He's a small guy.
Fit with the
He's a small guy. He's got to exert a lot out there, especially in the run game.
Yeah. All right. Fit with the Detroit Lions. Stewart's impressive physical traits and athleticism are exactly what the Lions might be looking for on the edge opposite Hutchinson. His size and explosiveness could make him a disruptive force. However, his need for refinement in hand usage and consistency might mean he requires some development before reaching his full potential in the Lions scheme. His potential as a disruptive player in both phases makes him an intriguing option. So what were your thoughts on what is your masterpiece, your Picasso picture of Shamar Stewart and Hutch together? Like, what kind of production do you think if Shamar Stewart reaches his ceiling? What is your prediction?
I think it's kind of similar to what you seen out of Trayvon Walker in Jacksonville. I think he'd be like an 8 to 10 to 12 sack guy. I think more importantly though, he allow Hutch to see less blockers. I talked about this a little bit last week in the heavyweights, but like at first I was selling him as a guy that's going to eat blockers, or guys that have one-on-one matchups while Hutch eats blockers, which would probably be the case either way. But like last year when Hutch is healthy, and even going back 2 years ago too, like they line him up out wide, almost like damn near like a wide nine, because they're trying to get him in those one-on-one matchups. And so you want guys on next to him. They're going to require double teams. Lee McNeil, DJ Reader, and Marcus Davenport were supposed to be that. So I think Marcus Davenport is probably the basement. Shamar Stewart, maybe even a little less than that, because I do think Marcus Davenport is good when healthy. He's just never healthy. But yeah, I think either way, vice versa. He's opening up things for Hutch. Hutch opening up things for him. I think he's probably one of the best run defenders at the edge position in the draft class right now. I know a lot of people worry about the production, but I got Ezekiel Hanza came in here with nothing. Can you teach me the football type? And we did teach him the football type, and he got the 8 sacks that very first year. You say the same for Neil Hunter, Cam Robinson last year. On top of the fact that A&M is like a gap responsible defense, Walter Nolan was there before Ole Miss and wasn't considered like a high draft prospect. He leaves there, goes to Ole Miss, so he's able to get after the quarterback a little bit more, and now he's talking about taking him first round. I believe Nick Scordon, his teammate, had 10 sacks at Purdue. Then he comes to A&M, has to put on extra weight, and then he falls down to, I think it was 4 or 5 sacks he had last year. It's the scheme, and there's some developmental issues too. I don't think he's great at finishing. I do think he can over pursue every once in a while when he gets there. But at 28, I mean that's what you're getting, a guy he can mold. And by the way, too, you're not drafting him to be people are talking about they nitpick it like you're taking him 10 overall. That's not the case at all. We're taking him back half of the draft, probably within the 20s if it does happen, if he slides that far. Maybe 18, probably the highest I'm willing to go for him. But it's a guy that could develop into something really, really nice for you, and I think he can play right now sparingly if he's splitting snaps with Marcus Davenport. And even if Marcus Davenport pulls Marcus Davenport and ends up missing a couple of games, I have full confidence in Shamar Stewart to step in and play, or even play a NASCAR package as well too, because he plays inside as well. So I think Shamar would be a dog. I think it's a perfect fit for him, perfect place for him to come develop, because at minimum he could bull rush a passer and collapse the pocket, and that's what we're asking our guys to do outside of Hutch. Well, Hutch too, though.
You about to get me triggered. I had you with what you talking about, Willis? You said Marcus Davenport pulling a Marcus Davenport, missing a couple games. A couple?
Yeah.
He did that once in his career, my friend. A couple.
Yeah.
He don't play a lot of football. Love him. You know what I mean? Pause. Great athlete, great football player, but not available.
Yeah.
What up, though, Lions fans? It's your boy Motor City Don P here. Listen, if you want to continue keeping your Lions news pragmatic, if you want to keep getting the stats and not none of that static, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share and let everybody know what's going on around here. And turn on your notifications, because how else would you know that we're up in here keeping your Lions news pragmatic? Appreciate you once again, and we are out. Peace.